Alrighty, welcome back, guys. It's been a minute. Been a bit slack with the videos, but we're going to get to it. So today we're just talking about where I think gold's going, what we can expect over this year, 2026. It's been pretty rough so far, especially in Australia. Oil has been, or not oil, just petrol, unleaded, diesel. It's been through the roof, and yeah, it's been, I think Australia's been the worst country for it, up 30-something% at the highs. So yeah, anyway, let's get into it. This is not financial advice, remember. This is just me sharing my thoughts for the fun of it. Yeah, so anyway, it's going to keep this short, so we're going to get to the point. Gold hit below the oversold region on the daily chart when it comes to the RSI. And on the 4 hour, when it does this, pretty much every time it bottoms out, you can get fake outs like this. It will be the last, like the local low for a good chunk of time. So seeing this, I was like, okay, we likely have a bottom here. The long wick, I didn't get in on an entry on a trade here. Sorry, at this first low where RSI first dipped in on the 4 hour. But I did get in on a trade here after I saw this long wick. The RSI dipping below the oversold region, and also doing it on the daily. So we've had this long wick here, and pretty much, let's see if we can go back to another time it's actually been so oversold. Yeah, last time it dipped below this oversold region on the RSI. Marked the local low since 2023 in October. So yeah, good signs that that's the low for now, the local low, and it has been a good trade. But another thing that I want to touch on was not the gold silver chart. Where is it? Gold divided by the SPX. So if we go to the weekly, we can see, so gold has broken out, or had broken out, against the S&P. And during all this negative price movement over the last couple of weeks, that's very slow, I'm just going to drag, gold dipped back to this level of resistance here when compared to the SPX. Oh my god, my brain is fried. It's way too late to do this video. I can't even talk. But it broke resistance, and then now I think it's going to use this level of support. And as it has, it did wick below, but it's held this level of support against the S&P. And now I think gold is going to perform well against the S&P for the next few months. So as we can see, we've broken out, come back down, retest this level, and I think we're going to break out a bit higher. All right. And this low here corresponds, right, with the low that dipped below the RSI. So dipped below the oversold region on the RSI on the gold chart. So what day have we got here? Yeah, around the 23rd. And yeah, about the 23rd. That's when the low was. So, and it's rebounded off this region here. So now I think it's likely going to go higher. But I still think this is not the end of kind of the onslaught of bad market conditions. I think we can trade higher in gold, and I think we will trade a bit higher. We could get rid of that. I think we will come up to around these highs. Maybe not. Maybe even just these highs here. But we could sweep the all-time highs, even go higher, make a new all-time high, even go to 6,000 US dollars. But I think ultimately we will trade down and have a bit of a rougher year. And I think silver, it's just not performing as well as gold at the moment. As we can see, gold's kind of rebounded better. Silver's, where is it? It's just above the Feb lows. Gold's it's a bit further above, but I think we're going to likely see gold perform a bit better. Oil is still just chunking it up. In terms of where we are in the business cycle, we're definitely heading down, and we could likely be coming into a recession now and coming to the end of the business cycle. And yeah, that's where my mind's at the moment. When it comes to Bitcoin, I'm looking. What have I done? I'm looking for Bitcoin probably to come down to the $30,000 to $40,000 region. I see that's likely. I think that Bitcoin is going to have a pretty bad run now. It's had its first week of March run, and we're in April now, and I think we're going to see a fair bit of weakness through April. So could see another 50% drop for Bitcoin. In October, it'll probably be more prolonged, so it'll probably be around October time frame, November even, that we see the lows for Bitcoin, or when I'll be looking for an entry is around that time frame. In terms of Bitcoin Gold, let's come to the weekly. I think we're just going to see this chart oscillate in this region. I think gold's going to outperform Bitcoin throughout 2026, so we should see this come back down, hit this level, even come a bit below, and then should come higher. It might be a slow gain, but I think we will see it come higher. But yeah, that's where my mind's at the moment. I don't think there's really much else I need to touch on. I just really want to talk about gold and the idea that I think this is the local low for a little bit. We could come back down and trade sideways here for a bit, but I think we should hopefully come up and retest these highs. I actually want to come back to the 1979 example. See if we can so look, you could argue we've had that first low, we've had this second low, so we've had this first pullback, and we're just going to have this second pullback, continue lower, because this was another Iran war at this time after gold had a crazy big run. So yeah, gold might only come to, with about 10 to 20% of the highs. I could definitely see gold reaching new all-time highs, but it's so hard to tell, man, at the moment. And I just think we've had our local low. We've had our bounce on the support level on the gold divided by the S&P chart, and it just corresponds with the same, corresponds with the RSI dipping into the oversold region on the daily chart for gold. And yeah, that's it really. It's nothing much more to touch on. Just going to let things play out. Keep an eye on the market. I think it's going to be a bit of a bumpy ride next few months. We're going to have our ups and downs, but I think every time there's a quick, not even quick, but just a sustained bounce in the market, people automatically think, all right, the bull market's back on, or yeah, it's going back to what it was. I think regardless of whether this war continues or not, it's definitely a factor. But I think all assets have had a pretty good run over the last 5 years or so, and they definitely need a bit of a pullback, and that corresponds with the idea that we're at the end of a business cycle. So yeah, that's where my mind's at. Hopefully I'll make another video a bit sooner than the gap between this and last. So yeah, see yous later in the next one.